All right, and we are live. Welcome everybody to the Gamma Quadrant. Really appreciate you joining us tonight. Tonight we are coming from my channel, the Roleplay Network channel. So if this is your first time joining us on Roleplay Network, we're ecstatic to see you. Please be sure to hit that follow button so you can catch all of our upcoming videos. As with always, this is an adult stream featuring adult language spoken by adults, ? But if that offends you or you find yourself easily offended, we're not going to be mad at you, but you probably want to head somewhere else. Otherwise, great to have you aboard. In just a moment here, I'll kick us over to the crew, and they'll do a real quick introduction of their respective characters, and we will get rolling. So, without any further ado, I will cut us over to the crew. Hang on just one second.
Greetings.
Hello, crew. Hello.
Greetings.
Hello.
So, why don't we just for those of us, or those that are joining us for the first time, why don't we just quickly recap who we are and what we do for those watching at home. So, starting from left, Captain Malik. Why don't you go ahead and let everybody know who Captain Malik is, and we'll go from there.
All right, well, I'm JT. I'm playing Captain Malik, and I'm basically a smooth-talking captain of a crew of hand-picked misfits. So,
awesome. Awesome. Rybax, why don't you go ahead and introduce Rybax for us and let everybody know what Rybax's story is.
Okay, so it's Braden playing Rybax, a Yeti. I'm the logistics officer and cook, and I back up security.
Awesome. And our friendly neighborhood android or construct or robot, Beatbox 9000. Why don't you go ahead and introduce Beatbox?
Hi everybody, I'm Daystar Bad and I'm playing Beatbox 9000. He is the connoisseur of all things music and good times. He is the morale officer and also he seconds as the medic.
Great. T-Prime, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
Good greetings. I'm T Prime. My character is a martial arts expert, I guess security officer, and all-around good guy.
Great. And Kadura, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character?
Well, every ship needs somebody to get them through hyperspace safely, so Kadura is the astronavigation officer and sort of general scientist. And he's a four-armed alien called a Kalian, which is pretty funny, which means he can shoot two blaster rifles at once, so he's pretty okay in combat as well. Can hold us out.
Great. So, for those of you that didn't get a chance to catch last week's episode, we had a very interesting excursion. by which so it was the second part of a two-part series, but the crew was sent to rescue a researcher by the name of Dr. Emil Zarin. Unfortunately, when they arrived, they found that the doctor had already left, but his assistant was there, who was able to point them in the right direction of where the doctor may have gone. Ultimately, that path led to a collector ship, where they found a series of alien creatures, basically had to blast their way out before the collector ultimately triggered an event that wound up resulting in the creation of a white hole, which is just kind of a strange space anomaly that has never previously been recorded. So with that, we'll have to see what the results of that are, but the expectation is that it might be a while before even sensor ships can get in the area to take some readings. On their way back, they managed to return Sky Widow to RBR. Thank you for following. I really appreciate it. So they managed to return Sky Widow to Luna Bravo base and headed back out to the Gamma Quadrant, which is where they were originally destined for. And that's where we're going to pick back up. So everybody's had the opportunity to kind of, heal up a bit, take a little R&R, but we're back out in the space lanes. So with that, you guys are on your way to the, as I mentioned, the Gamma Quadrant, but ultimately, the particular system you're going to is called Eris Beta 5, and you guys are currently en route. So the closest beacon to Eris Beta 5 still requires a 6-day journey of STL travel. So you guys are about halfway through that STL travel, so you're about 3 days into your trip at this point. So before we kind of get into the swing, is there anything anybody needed to do? So for those of you that also missed the end of last week, the team got an advance, and advances are the way you level up in Savage Worlds. So each one of the team members managed to take some additional benefits to their characters, and so as a result, I guess before we go forward, I just want to make sure everybody's had an opportunity to do what they need to do, and then ultimately, before we get to the Eris Beta V system, if anybody has anything that they needed to do. So I'll just pause right there and let you guys have a second to let me know if if there's anything you thought of.
I have a general question, but regarding the advance that I took, I took an edge, and it's called quick, and it does allow me to get another initiative if I get a 5 or lower. Does that happen automatically, or do I have to notify you, like, oh, I got to know, and then I got to inform you about that?
Well, that's a good question. So I haven't had anybody who has had the quick edge before, so we'll just keep an eye on it. I don't think it's going to do it automatically, but we'll see.
Okay. And that, extending that question, I have a few other edges that I'm wondering, do they, +2 to aim or something? So I have to tell that, and then that I have that ability, and then we apply it. It's not automatic, I assume.
Is Brian muted for anybody else?
Yeah, I'm not hearing you, Captain, Lieutenant, General.
God?
General. I don't know. Yeah, sure.
Mr. President?
I got a captain over there. I'm like,
Yeah.
so we have to give him a title.
It's weird because I see the input going, but I don't see...
There it is. Oh, I don't hear him though.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, sir.
Much. Perfect.
All right, so that was really strange. All of a sudden, my mic decided not to work there for a second, but we should be good now. So if I can get just quick verification from the stream, you guys should hear me just fine now as well. Fantastic. All right, sounds good. So I'm sorry. Oh, I think I missed a question that I responded to, but you guys didn't hear me. So what was that question again?
An extension of that first question about regards to I have a scope, and if I aim choose the aim, it gives me a +2 on medium long range to hit. And is that something that is applied, or because obviously
No.
I have to tell you I'm aiming, so I have
Right.
to add that in as an advantage on the roll? Okay.
Yeah, or you could either just toggle it in the modifier or create an effect and then drag that effect over when it makes sense to have it, right? Just have it expire on 1, which will
Sure.
mean that like each turn you'll have to identify, okay, yes, I'm aiming, and here is the subsequent result. So we can work on some of those
Thank you.
things like, off session, to do some of the automations if you guys have questions like that. Other than that, anybody else have anything that they needed to do before we jump into it?
Yep. Just want to remind everybody or let everybody know I took the natural leader feat, so that and the command feat, or edge rather, dropped luck, got command. So you'll have +1 to spirit rolls to recover from being shaken, as well as be able to use my biddies, or I can give you a biddy. Basically, I can share with y'all. So just remind me that you get a +1 to your spirit rolls.
All right, cool. So if that's it, then
One more thing. Sorry.
okay, go
Just
ahead.
for the party's knowledge, just for general party knowledge, I've been tracking notes, which I keep public in the notes, what's going on, and usually a lot of just relevant stuff that comes up in the chat that we can port over. So if you want to just refer back if you need to, they're in the notes.
Awesome.
Trying to keep some notes too, so hopefully if you're missing something, I can fill it in.
Well,
Perfect. Take a look, and there it is.
so
Mine are terrible.
I'm
not
done,
sharing
Cap.
them.
So tonight's session does have a couple of important. Well, every session. So let me say it this way: every session is going to have important information for later on. But good note takers are much appreciated, and like Drake says, good note takers get inspiration in D&D, but Benny's here in Savage World.
I did not do that for my own gains.
I don't remember that lyric.
Right. All right, so you guys are headed to Eris Beta 5, okay? And you're about, you got about 3 days left of travel through slower than light travel. You're looking to deploy a beacon in this area. When a message comes through on your dash, you get an indicator light that lights up that you've got an incoming message.
Isn't this what happened last time?
Except we weren't even out of the docks.
We do need to deploy this beacon at some point.
That is correct. But important things take precedence.
Yes. Who's communications officer again?
It's either you or
Ryback?
T-Prom.
I feel like I thought it was T-Prime.
I
That was
could,
T-Prom.
sure. I can communicate. I haven't
Oh, yeah. Well,
been
where's
walked
it
through,
coming
but
from? Is there a ship nearby? Can I see a ship on the dash cam?
No. So you guys are at full kind of impulse drive. It's relatively clear. I mean, the closest planet is a planet known as Ponos, Ponos, and it is it's kind of like a frigid ice planet. But recently there's been some mining activity on Ponos that they've discovered platinum and titanium on Ponos. So does anyone want to check that message?
yeah, let me bring it up on the screen. Or
Okay, so the message comes up, and it's a very pixelated looking Florian. And for those of you that don't know, Florians are like kind of plant people, I guess, more or less. He is orange and yellow in primary colors. and he's standing in front of a large storage container, and the message is highly pixelated, but basically what it says is, Mayday, Mayday. We've been overrun. We found something deep in the mines. We need assistance immediately. I am Charles Os, and I am trapped here with 8 other miners here in the Ponos mining facility. Station P06. Anyone within the region, please respond. Thank you. And it just repeats over and over.
I relay this to the crew. We have a emergency SOS call for help, apparently down on the planet in a mining community. If something's gone wrong, it may have something they have uncovered, but it seems that it's on an autoplay. Captain, your orders.
Are aliens coming to take their jobs?
Did they dig too deep?
Doesn't say in the report. It just says that they're at the
Always
deeper
seems like
level
they
of the
dig
mine.
too deep.
See, Mayday, something deep in the mines.
All right. How what's Jump Corps' typical response to, like, do they have textbooks as far as their procedures that they use for handling this? Obviously, I know we want to answer SOS calls.
I've received
good.
I've received word that whenever a Jump Corps facility is in need, we may have to derail a non-essential mission or delay. We might have to send a notice relay back to Corps headquarters, although it may take some time to receive. Standard protocol, Captain.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much
Also
it. I mean, you guys,
registered.
your typical like SOP is to investigate and report. You have no obligation to act, but you at least need to investigate. And so that you can be a relay, especially for one of these deep space facilities. And this station, as I mentioned, is pretty far out there. So so any kind of message or response, you would have to relay, because it's unlikely that the facility is going to have the ability to transmit deep space. That usually there is a cycle by which either a freight or a control ship would pass through the region, just to make sure that they're okay. But it seems like it may have been a while since that has happened, or something happened to derail the control ship.
Seems more exciting than what we originally came out here to do. I said we go check it out. Send a message back to Jump Corps headquarters, letting them know that we're diverting.
You
And
think running a relay is fun?
Immediately, right away, Captain.
going down and checking out the planet ship.
Message relayed to Jump Corps should arrive in normal fashion time for this distance.
Look,
Possibly.
setting up the navigation beacon takes a lot of math, so that sounds like a good time to me.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Well, you have more fingers to count with, so obviously you're better at math.
How do you know? How do you think I got so good at math exactly?
You see him
All
deal
right.
cards.
So did you guys want to
We'll set
head?
up one next time.
Did you guys want to head to P06?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
So
we'll
so
defer.
it's only about a half day's trip from where you are here at Impulse. So you should be able to arrive there, relatively shortly. If one of you guys, let's go with Captain Malik. Go ahead and roll me a D12 if you would, please.
Just a straight D12, nothing.
Yes, sir. Please.
There you go.
Okay, so the half day's journey passes without incident, and when you arrive within orbit of P06, you find that there is the remnants of the remnants of a control ship. So basically, it seems to have broken up in orbit, and there are pieces everywhere. So it's pretty easy to identify them. They're kind of they're painted in a certain color scheme that even with the just the pieces that you detect, they are they are, it's pretty obvious that whatever happened, the control ship that was in orbit has broken up. So did you want to scan?
Yep. Scan for life forms.
All right. Is that a computer's roll or anything like that?
Any expensive cargo.
Notice roll.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me. So let's see, between Kadura and T Prime, go ahead and give me notice rolls, please.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Oh, hang on.
good job, T Prime.
Okay. So yes, you definitely confirm that it is in fact a control ship, no doubt. But that there is no life present. What you do also detect is that recently, based on some atmospheric disturbances, there was a meteor shower that came through this area, which may have been the cause for the control ship breaking up.
Okay.
So not like a space battle or anything like that, Captain.
We don't see blaster
That's
mark.
good to know.
No,
Any survivors?
none that you can detect. Did you want to scan the surface?
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll scan the surface. And again, scan for if there's any like expensive cargo that we could salvage from space.
There you go. Nice.
All right, so you detect a series of so you see the mining facility. You detect a series of life forms in an annex building. So the main entry to the mining facility is built in kind of the side of a like a natural hill formation. So there's a large kind of steel door there. But next to it, there seems to be some kind of storage facility. And that storage facility, when you scan it, you pick up about 9 life forms inside. And then T Prime, you get a very strange reading, something you've never seen before. You see the presence of biotechnology.
Whoa. And I've never seen this before.
No, so you've heard about it.
Okay.
So like when you were in the process of kind of studying, you were, one of your professors mentioned that at one point, they had encountered a biotechnology, but that it was so far ahead of anything they'd ever seen that, it was just, it was so foreign, but, impressed on you some of the characteristics of it. And then when it shows up on your scanner array, it causes you to take it back.
I remember. Captain, I'm picking up odd signals of biomechanical life forms, and this is not something that would common seen. I would be cautious and curious to know what's actually going on down there.
All right, is there anything else you can tell us about it?
Well, from what I was told by one of my professors, this isn't something that we have. This is actually something maybe alien or foreign. I don't believe this is any Jump Corps regulated or Jump Corps issued equipment, and we obviously may have someone else down there on the planet. I didn't see any sensor signs here picking up any other crafts, but there appears to be a meteor shower that was here. They could possibly have been maybe meteors containing some sort of life form, or maybe more. This may have been basically an external way to the planet if they weren't already there.
Yeah, let's go down and check it out, see what we can find out.
Yes, Captain.
All right. So you pull back a schematic of the facility. It looks like there are 4 mining levels. Each mining level is separated by about 100 feet worth of terra, Earth, if you want to call it that. So roughly the mine at this point is about 400 feet deep, give or take, and they are the last reported structure had a total of 12 miners, and the mining foreman that that I mentioned before, which is a Florian. Florian is in fact a race. So just to recap, the name of the head or the local administrator is Charles Oeuss, Ouss, and he is a Florian, and he is the administrator for this facility.
Pre-spell his last name. Oeuss.
Ouss. So I'm going to go ahead and take us over to the Fantasy Ground screen so that folks can see our roles and stuff, because there were some asks for that. So there we go. So in the meantime, I haven't yet shared any maps, but we will get there soon. So as I mentioned, the life signs you picked up are from an annex, a storage facility. That is probably about 300 meters from the main facility entrance. So, did you guys want to take a shuttle down to the surface to see what you could find?
Or should we bomb it from above?
Yeah, no, totally nuke it from orbit. Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
It's the only way to be sure.
I mean...
Yep. And is there a landing pad near there?
There is, yeah. So adjacent to the storage annex is where the transportation depot is, and there is a landing pad, shuttle-sized landing pad. I mean, obviously, your freighter would not make sense to try to land.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Captain, being we have unknown scan readings of these bio life forms, I'm going to make sure our weapons, hand weapons, are all loaded and prepped. And can we get a sensor scan of the current weather and temperature, radiation?
Sure.
Of radiation.
No discernible radiation. Or at least within normal limits. Temperature-wise, it is about 8 degrees Fahrenheit, and there is a steady snow coming down.
Be prepared. This is a cold environment. And what's the day cycle on this planet? Standard, within 20-hour range.
Actually, this is a static planet.
Okay.
And this static planet does not have a rotating orbit. As a result, it is always daytime where the mining facility is. And there is a dark side to the planet, which, that temperature is currently minus 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's an extremely cold planet. We're going to need to bring cold weather survival gear. It's recommended.
This is my kind of planet, Captain.
True, the Yeti.
I'll pack a light sweater.
Okay. All right. So everybody is going on the away team. Did you want to give Mother instructions for maintaining orbit?
Yep, just maintain orbit within comms so we can relay back and forth if we need to. Blast any enemy from orbit.
Don't talk to any strange frigates.
Yeah. Alert us if anything comes anywhere near.
Okay. All right. So Mother responds, "Yes, Captain. Orbit maintained at 37 decibars."
Are you doing bars?
Yep. It's a bar crawl.
Can we have some? Oh.
No, it's a measure of atmospheric height. So basically, the computer is telling you it is going to maintain an orbit within a certain distance, but not circle the planet. Basically, hold, because it is a static planet. Okay, cool. So the team gathers in the pod. Anything in particular that you would want to take from the freighter to the surface?
my shield and my sword.
Okay. I mean, so everything on your character sheets, I presume you have. Either this would be anything, additional that you guys would want to take. So, so this would be, I don't know. Anything that
Is
you
there a
might
motion
think.
tracker, sir, that we can bring? Okay, so we got to go down to the mines. I wanted to be able to see if there was any motion in the underground caverns.
Like the thing from Aliens where you throw it up and it maps the whole cavern for you.
Oh, that was so sweet, but I was thinking episode 1.
Gotcha.
So so those of you that have wrist-based computers can use those wrist-based computers for doing motion tracking. It's close proximity though, so you're only going to get about 30 feet of motion tracking on it. They do make larger tracking devices, but that was something that you have not yet been issued by Jump Corp. Those are mostly for like mining crews, so maybe you find something down below.
Okay.
Okay, so if everybody's got what they need, we're going to go ahead and head down. So it appears that one of our players may have suffered a power outage, but that's okay. We'll just keep rolling along, and if the situation comes to it, we'll deal with it. So hopefully it's not too long. But Qadura has suffered a power issue. So you guys all head down to the surface, okay? And your landing pod, your shuttle lands on the landing pad. And is there anything you guys need to do before I move on, or we open the shuttle doors to the atmosphere?
Oh, beatbox.
Hmm?
I meant to give you this back when we were traveling, but I picked up this super violent VR game, Slaughterhouse 9000. And, I thought you would like that.
I love you as much as I can.
Which is none.
That is correct.
All
I
right.
hate the essence of you.
All right.
All right, yeah, let's do this.
Okay, so as the shuttle door opens, there's a blast of cold air. As the surface air is breathable, which is one of the reasons why they chose this planet as a mining facility. But it is bitter cold. So those of you that are impacted by such things, let me know. If you have any issues, but the expectation is that you're going to move out of the cold relatively quickly. Now, as I mentioned, about 300 yards from the transportation depot is the storage facility. So yes, the Yeti's nipples absolutely do get hard, Drake.
Just caught that.
So yeah, so
It's cold. All of ours do.
yeah, right.
Well,
Yeah.
Most of ours.
Well,
do.
no, a beatbox actually has like mechanical nipples. Bzzz.
oh, they're always rock hard.
Alright.
Also, it's so cold, my CPU is performing optimally.
Yeah, no, for sure. So as I mentioned, the door comes down. It is bitter cold. There's a kind of a strange smell in the air. It's almost as if it almost smells like there's a fire, but it's on. It's really strange for there to be a fire. You didn't detect anything on fire in the area, but you can smell smoke. And as you kind of look around, I mean, if you guys all give me notice rolls, I'll see if anybody can pick up on where that smoke may be coming from. All right. So you think that maybe it's coming from the storage locker, it's hard to say whether it's a purposeful fire to keep the building warm or if there actually is like an equipment fire inside, because it almost seems to be it doesn't smell like wood burning. It smells like petroleum and chemicals burning.
A critic.
Yeah.
Alright, so
We might
so
have
we go over to the left
overheating
first.
machinery.
Okay. So did you guys want to head over to the storage facility? So there's a, basically it's almost like a big storage locker, more or less, like one of those pods or something you would get, or like a storage container. So it's got a set of double doors, and then so either side has double doors, right? So it's almost like shotgun style, 2 doors on one side, 2 doors on the other side.
What's the height and width and length? I mean, just general. It's a
Height is 8 feet. Width is about 20 feet, give or take. And the length is about 55 feet.
and at both ends of those 55 foot is where the doors are.
Yes.
I would have definitely approached this coming up to it. The first act I would do is actually try and see if I can sense any heat from that. Detecting to see if this smell is actually coming from a fire.
Okay. So go ahead and give me an investigate roll. Investigation.
Ooh, okay, that wouldn't come. Okay. Ouch. It's
Yeah.
very cold. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's super cold. As a matter of fact, you put your hand up because you're not really picking up anything. You put your hand up to the door and you actually burn your hand a little bit because clearly the fire is coming from inside.
Okay. I pull my hand back, like almost snatch it back, kind of shaking it, like to check in to see if how the injury looks, and then quickly just jab it down in the snow real quick to cool it a bit there, maybe get some relief. Before I turn around, I go, it seems like there's a fire on inside. It's extremely hot. We got to be careful, and that's what I relayed to the captain and the team.
Yeah, you don't actually take any damage, but it is going to be uncomfortable. It may cause you an issue down the road.
That's why I cooled it. Well, tried to use the snow to my.
Yeah, no, you cool it off, but it between the quick hot to cold, you get the suspicion that you're.
They trained us in junk corps security to always use your non-essential hand. So
We call that Stranger mode.
Right. Okay, so the door is definitely hot.
wow.
And it may seem excessively hot where you are because it is so excessively cold on the other side that you get the suspicion that maybe you're like this side of the container is where this fire is, right? Because unless the entire container was just a blazing inferno, it's strange for that door to be that hot.
Okay. I recommend we check the other side and see if it's maybe a safer entry. But this side seems like it could be a problem, and I think opening the door could cause a blowout.
So Drake says that you may have trouble wiping, and so that's a definite
I
possibility.
use Yeti for.
Huh.
Yeti
Okay,
do not
all
wipe.
right.
Yeti do not wipe.
We all know.
Oh,
We all know that.
All right.
Beatbox knows this.
You see the bandolier he wears, right?
Wow.
Oh.
So-
Just to clarify something, is this the building that we saw that the life forms were in?
Yes.
Okay, then let's move to the other side and open this bad boy up.
Okay, so you go around to the other side. Does anybody? I mean, you just got to try to open the door.
No.
Okay.
I'd like to throw some some snow at it and see if it melts or anything.
It actually sticks for a minute and then liquefies and then runs off.
Maybe this might be a little warmer.
Well, there's supposed to be life forms in there, correct?
Yes.
All right.
And were these able to detect on the scanner if this was where the mechanical forms were detected?
It was not. The biosignatures were much deeper in the facility.
Okay, thank you.
I'd like to approach the door and basically tell the Yeti to beat on it, and then I'm going to say, anyone in there? We're coming in.
Shield up.
Ready my submachine gun, being this is a short closed quarter container.
Yep.
I'm gonna have the machine gun ready. Submachine gun.
We're
Okay.
jump core.
So, are you saying this through the door, or are you trying to open the door, or what? What do you?
No, we're saying that through the door before we enter the door. Saying, hey, we're here to help. We're from Jump Corps. Anyone in there, we're coming in.
And so, so you hear a voice. Actually, you hear a bunch of different things. You hear a sound of a bunch of different things kind of moving around inside, and then you hear a voice come through the door. Hello, who's there?
Jump Corps. That's right.
Does it sound like the message voice?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. It does. It sounds like the voice from the recording. The only difference is that now it's obviously not laggy, right? Like it's not chopped up, right? So he says, "How do I know that you're not pirates or raiders trying to steal from us and kill us all?"
Yeti,
I
do
don't know how
not
you
lie.
would know that. How would you know that? What would you believe if I
Hey,
told
Captain.
you?
What's the
Change your mind. I believe we're
Yeah.
coming in like 2 minutes or in a few seconds. Just don't shoot us.
Captain,
Here.
I'm a pretty sociable person. Mind if I take a stab at it?
Ooh. I'm gonna let my robot talk. However, I haven't checked the circuitry in a sec. Proceed, B-Box.
All right, I'm gonna do my best to try and persuade this flesh bag by a lot of complimentary comments like, "Listen here, you little shit bag. I'm programmed to destroy you on sight. Let me in, otherwise there's going to be much more hell to pay." As persuasive as I can be.
Okay, so I will give you your choice of either a persuasion roll or a smarts test of will.
All right, I would love a persuasion roll then.
Sure. Okay, go ahead. Okay. So he says in response, well, I guess you'll kill us anyway. It's just a storage container, so I'll open it up.
All right, Captain, they're agreeing.
Stand back,
You're an
please.
amazing-
It opens outwards.
Amazing negotiator.
Yeah, so he says
Speaking of taking notes.
So he opens the door and you see the Florian, as I mentioned, kind of yellow and orange colors, and inside the room, like in the very back of the room, you see the fire that they're using to warm themselves. There's a modest, I guess, layer of smoke in the room, and they've kind of drilled holes through the ceiling. Where some of the smoke is going out, but clearly there's a good amount of smoke right in there. And you see a total of 8 miners plus Charl.
And were they all Florian or just the...
No, the rest of the 8 miners are human, and Charl is the only one that's Florian.
Okay.
Okay.
Would they fit on our shuttle, sir?
They would if you might have to make a couple of trips, but you could ultimately get them to safety if it was required.
We received your distress signal. What can you tell us?
So Charles speaks up and he says, we dug something up, something big, deep in the platinum mine. It killed Janaries and DeMarco before they could get clear. We ran and activated the safety lockdown. Now it's trapped down there in the mine's lowest level, but it's not dead. It's doing something, reconfiguring the entire base. We've been hiding out here where it can't reach us.
May I, Captain?
Sure.
How has this affected the base? What is he doing to reconfigure? I mean, in what way is the base being reconfigured?
It seems to have taken control of all of our repair droids, and it's got them collecting things, building something. It's very strange.
It's overseeing the operations of the drones. It may have the ability to seize electronic equipment. We may have to be concerned about our Beatbox 9000 being sort of assimilated.
Corrupted.
I don't know if that can be further done, Captain, but I do know that
certain restrictions taken down.
I like this place.
the corruption is rife here, sir.
Yep. Yeah, we detected a lot of biomechanics in our scan of the planet. I'm assuming none of y'all are using any. So I'm assuming it's coming from the whatever that thing is.
Can we get a? Do you know what it looked like? Any size? Any special attributes that's noticed?
It was about 15 feet high with strange, like tendrils or appendages. With kind of a strange kind of bio component, but clearly electrical as well. It was something I've never seen before.
Okay.
It was part of a pod or some kind of craft that when the mining drills unearthed it must have thawed. It may have been here for hundreds of years.
Eons. Did you notice any of these other pods?
No, just this one.
All right, another question. There was a meteor shower recently, and apparently the control ship in orbit has been devastatedly damaged. Can you tell us more about that and when? And did any of the meteors actually make planetfall? Were you able to at least know?
We've been trapped in here for 8 days, surviving
8 days.
on just the rations we managed to grab on our way. We're almost out at this point, but it must have happened while we were trapped in here. Our signal was, must have not reached anyone outside of the system.
All right. So in other words, this creature or thing in the mine was not necessarily related to the meteor shower or meteor storm that took out the control ship in orbit. Okay.
We have bovine stew for your crew.
I look over at Kadora and just quietly mention, did you make sure to lock up the shuttle, right?
He says yes. But at the same time, he says, well, maybe. Hold on. I'll be right back. And he steps out and runs back to the shuttle to make sure that everything is locked tight. So they gratefully accept any food or rations that you guys have. They've been surviving on kind of questionable food items and rationing for quite a while. Fortunately, with all the snow outside, they've been able to harness that for water, but they would be grateful for any assistance. However, the administrator Aus asks, he basically says to you that, like, if we can't clear this facility, he says to you this. He goes, well, if it would look very bad on my report if we had to abandon this station, if you know what I mean.
You wish to go down with the ship?
No, I don't. But clearly, you are, a renowned crew of Jump Corp adventurers. Surely you could deal with this situation, and we could get back to work.
With my noble status, would I know whether, like, what his connections are within Jump Corp?
Yeah, give me a common knowledge roll with a +2.
A common with a +2. All right. And you want end that in the tower or anything?
No, that's fine. In the open's fine. So you know that he is a facility administrator, which is the equivalent of a governor, mayor, I guess. Like he carries some sway, and it would not be the best for you, career-wise, for you to kind of turn him away.
We're way past career-wise.
Just
we stopped
say.
looking at that a long time ago. But yeah, okay. I pull our crew aside then. I said, just give me one moment. We'll discuss what we want to do. That's what I tell this Oath guy. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Pull the crew aside and I'll be like, hey guys, this guy's got a little bit of clout, and I'm thinking, maybe if we get in good terms with him, we can use that to our advantage later. Do him a favor now, and get some stuff later from him. Build up our connections, in other words.
So you also know that this facility moves a lot of platinum and titanium, and it is a good, if you're going to be spending a good amount of time in the Gamma Quadrant, which you will, that this is kind of a good spot to refuel and to to make some side money. If it comes to it, like when you don't really have any jobs lined up, to just haul, platinum and titanium.
What do y'all think? This sounds fairly dangerous, crew, so I'm going to give it up. I want to hear your thoughts.
I follow the captain, my captain.
And he says to you, he says, apologies, I don't mean to interrupt. I know you're having a sensitive conversation, but we would be grateful to provide you with some compensation in the form of some of our refined metals, if that would help you to decide.
Oh, nothing private. We were just talking strategy, sir. Yeah, I'll get with you in just a moment. Don't worry, we're not going to leave you hanging.
Of course.
Captain, I'm always up for helping others, and I think Jump Corps will need to know more if we can provide more. This may be a benefit to us and the Corps.
And I know
this isn't a bad
you
place
really
to actually set up as a
lot
nice.
of math, but
this could be a nice
maybe with
base.
all the biometrics, you could do some math with that. I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So
Ryback,
B-Box?
you're a native of cold weather. Any ideas?
Well, advance slowly, as always, cautiously.
Okay.
Captain behind me at all times.
Do you think
Got
maybe
it.
fire weapons or anything might be beneficial?
Rybacks smell like fire.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Okay.
All right. B-Box?
I'm with you guys.
Cool. All right, so I'll pull the governor aside then, and have a little conversation with him as well.
Okay. He says, yes. What can I do for you?
Well, I understand we all have bosses. I got a boss, you got a boss, and I think the safest thing to do would be for us to just report back and get y'all to safety, let some other team come in here. But I know that you wouldn't like that. So I'm thinking we're gonna help you out. This is Team Lunacy, and we're gonna take care of you. And maybe we could create some mutually beneficial relationship between Lunacy and yourself. I imagine we'll be stopping back here from time to time.
By all means, it would be best for all, I imagine, if we could handle this without making a big hubbub of it. I would surely be grateful.
Oh, of course. All right, yeah, I think we can work with that.
Is there any place you can specifically tell us where he is in the deeper mine, or last was? Is there any obstacles or anything else we should need to know about?
Well, we found it on the 4th level.
Okay.
And it's, if you enter, you should be able to make your way to the turbo lift.
Okay.
Last when we fled, the repair bots were making use of the turbo lift to get from the other levels to the lower levels, so perhaps following them would bring you where you need to go.
All right, Captain. In addition, I don't think this may be the only threat. If it was able to assimilate our drones, it may be able to use them against us. So we must be cautious of not just looking for this creature, but on any potential threats coming from mechanical devices.
Well,
And I'd hate to say it with a GM listening, but with the dead bodies and biometrics or biomechanics, he might be using them as well.
So
be cautious, even if you see a human.
he says, well, the repair bots are, though normally they're not programmed to be able to harm a living creature. However,
Yeah, it sucks.
who knows what has happened with them? I would say that they are potentially dangerous as well. Though, you'll have to assess the situation when you get inside.
We'll use caution, but we won't give it the benefit of doubt. Just beware. I've seen robots go crazy before.
Right, we've got one on our team. Ta-da!
Yeah.
It was
His
this perfect
beatbox.
pitch. I mean,
Here's to hoping, guys.
Right. Okay, so he basically he points you guys in the direction of the main facility entrance, and so he says we smashed the locking mechanism, so either you'll need to try to repair it to get the door open, or you'll need to force it open.
we have a Yeti.
We have a Yeti.
He says, you're welcome to use this crowbar that I have here, if that would assist.
Hand it to the Yeti.
All right, and he does so. So is there anything else you want to try to ask him or do before you head over to the main facility entrance?
Are there any weapons on this base?
No, this
I
is...
asked the Florian.
Yeah,
Florian.
the Florian. He says, no, this is a peaceful facility. We do not have any weapons. There are, however, some mining charges. There should be some, scattered throughout the facility, primarily on the 4th level. The rest of the levels have been pretty well mined at this point.
Can I check his veracity somehow? I don't believe him on that no weapons thing.
Okay. Let's see.
Yetis have a wide range of weapon.
So I guess you could just go ahead and give me a notice roll, and it'll be to see if he has any kind of tells of lying.
All right.
So you don't get the indication from him that he's lying. You do, the only thing that that you pick up is that maybe he is unsure if any of the miners have, personal weapons that they brought with them, but the facility itself is not outfitted with defensive weapons.
I'll tell T Prime though, we have to keep an eye out on the miners.
Definitely. I got your back, sir. And no doubt, once we get in, we'll be able to determine more. Remember, this was last seen on level 4, but I think we need to be cautious the minute we take charge in.
Yep, agreed.
Agreed.
Yeah. And I kind of give the Yeti a good pat there. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys gonna head over to the main entry?
Yeah. I followed Ryback.
Head over to the main entry door.
Okay, so you get to it. You can see the control panel is smashed. So what would you rather do? Would you rather try to force it open with a crowbar or try to fix it?
Does our missing person have the repairability?
He does. So I will play him kind of passively.
Okay, I understand.
Just because he's not here. If he happens to be able to come back, then great. But I'll play him passively.
Okay.
So did you want him to try to repair the console, or did you want to try to force it open with Rybacks?
Captain?
Since he's not here, let's just use Ryback's. And he has a crowbar, and I'd hate for him not to be able to use it.
Okay, so Rybacks, go ahead and give me a strength test.
Alrighty.
Or athletics, whichever you prefer.
Strength.
Okay.
It's frozen tight, Captain.
Did anybody else
While he
want...
was doing that,
Can I-
was checking
Wait,
how
what?
bad it's broken.
Can I Benny it?
Absolutely. Drop
I'm
that,
gonna
Benny.
Let's see. And here we go.
Nice.
All right. So you put your shoulder into it, and you hear it. It just kind of goes as the door slides open, and you manage to push it wide enough to allow beatbox entry.
Ah, good.
So as
That's
you
too wide.
yes.
He is
Really
obese.
wide.
Yeah, once it's open a little bit, you can kind of get in the door jamb and push it open far enough. So as it pushes open, you guys see a bunch of the base is just like a hive of activity. Repair bots are headed in all different directions. They've got metal plates and wires and all kinds of stuff, and they all seem to be like removing sections of the facility and kind of heading off towards what looks like. So it's kind of as you look in off to the what would be your left, there is a kind of a marked passageway that indicates that that's the direction of the turbo lift. But some of them come up, they collect some stuff, and they go. They do not seem to take any notice of you at all. They're busy
Good.
with whatever function they've been given.
Let me review this. They're basically disassembling other parts of the station and carrying these, random objects that they've assembled back to the turbo lift.
Yes, that's what it appears.
Okay. apparently, and this doesn't seem their normal programming. Apparently, whatever has controls, using them to deconstruct this area, and possibly use these materials for what may be an unknown point, but obviously it's finds it needs to use these robots to its means. Maybe we can follow them and see where it's going. They should lead us to where they're heading, and maybe we can see what's going on.
Yeah. So there. In the chat, Drake mentions it just to give you a parallel. It's almost like it's like the Borg, more or less, right? As if it's almost like a hive mind to where the robots are kind of busy doing their own thing. You get the suspicion though that if you try to impede them, they will not take kindly to that.
Yeah, I want to follow them.
Well,
Sure.
I get that. However, I also don't want to.
Check your comm, GM.
What happened?
Check.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
right here. Yeah.
All right. Thought I heard you fire them. JT?
I was gonna say I understand that there's like a hive mind, but if we can deal with some now as opposed to dealing with all of them in the middle, that seems also like there might be some benefit as that as well.
So
if we could just cut them off.
I was just going to say in the general vicinity, I mean, at any given time you see, 2 or 3, that kind of come up. You hear some noise as they seemingly tear apart some wiring system or, some steel panels, steel plating. And then they kind of load it onto their backs and, and take off, roll down the hall and towards the turbo lift.
Quick question: do they have any like welding objects or torches? And they obviously, fly along. Their approximate size.
So they're about 4 feet high. They have a matter cutter, which is kind of like a torch, and then they have magnetic pads that they use to carry the the steel and whatever.
Okay.
Is there any way to like disable them, like as far as like an EMP type of thing, or shocking? Would we know of any way that we could do that besides blowing them up with the guns?
You would have to restrain them, and then basically one of you guys could get into their control. So there's basically a control panel on the rear of the repair bot where you could actually go in and shut it down or reprogram it or whatever. Go ahead and give me, now that you're asking, JT, well, go ahead and give me a notice roll as you look at one of these bots.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, as one of them passes by, you see that where the control panel normally is, there's a blue, almost like an electric blue substance, kind of coming out of where that control box is, and it has like tendrils that wrap around, and it kind of it's like a blue and like gray color, and it almost seems as if energy is kind of transmitting through it, like it almost pulses as
like
you
receiving.
Yeah, as you look at it. So perhaps these, some of the biomechanical substance is actually, on them, being used to control them.
Org juice.
Okay. Do y'all want to just follow them around, or let's try to grab one and get that off and
We
inspect?
might be able to find out more by taking a look at one of them.
Yeah, let me get
I
some
agree,
of that
Captain.
B-Bucks, go get me a droid.
All right, I'm a smooth talker. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Let's see what I can do. I try to get the attention of one of those droids. I have a feeling they're single-minded. I've dealt with them in the past on Grindr.com. It's they're single-minded.
All right.
That's the Android version of a dating website.
All right. All right. So what do you want to do? You just want to grab one and and try to restrain it?
Yeah, I'll. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna try and do because I know talking to him isn't gonna do anything. So, yeah, I'll try and restrain it with my mass.
Just block the door
Yeah.
or the hallway.
Okay, so I've gone ahead and added one to the combat tracker, so that you guys can target it. But what you would need to do is you would need to give me either an opposed strength test, or give me an explanation as to how you would want to wrangle this repair bot.
Well, so I think it's going to end up in a strength test regardless. Well, basically what I'm doing is looking at its direction, what it's doing, and trying to manipulate it where I inhibit the motion, any motion at all. Just
So you're standing in front of it.
What,
in front of it.
And while he's doing that, not to cut in, do we see if there's a way this the repair bot has a video or something where it uses as a sensory of perception? Eyeballs?
No, it doesn't have eyeballs. It has a kind of a sensor array that it uses.
Okay.
And it's a 360-degree sensor array.
Got it. It would make sense too. I do have a blanket. I'll be able to throw it over. Anyway, thank you.
Okay. So Beatbox, you want to just jump in and grab this thing?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to try to do.
Okay.
And I point to Rybacks and point to help him out as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can always lift the machine up.
And just as a precaution, the others that they're not going for, I'm going to keep an eye on their action and have a ready aim in case that they react in unison.
Okay. So, all right. So, why don't we go ahead and, well, you guys can just go, let's see, Beatbox, you can go ahead and target and then give me your strength check or your athletics, or you can give me a fighting roll,
Okay.
whichever you prefer.
I think strength would be most appropriate. I'm trying to target. I'm having a little bit of an issue.
You don't necessarily need to target for a strength test.
Okay.
So you just go ahead and roll your strength test, and then what I do is I roll an opposed test,
Okay.
and then we see, Okay, so here we go. So we tied. So,
No big deal.
yeah. So we can. Did you want to Benny your roll?
No, I don't.
You can use mine.
3 is almost as high as I can go.
Oh.
I know I'm a wild card, but that's I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, I gave it the old college try.
Okay. So Rybacks. So yeah. So let me explain what happened. So Beatbox kind of gets in the way of this thing and just kind of puts his arms around him, and the robot starts to wiggle back and forth, and it doesn't look like he's got a good grip on it. How do you want to react?
I want to go ahead and throw my huge arms around it and pick it up, bear hug style.
All right, you go ahead and give me a strength test.
Strength.
And then add a +2 to that. So 7 is your result. So I'm going to use the original result for the repair bot. So because it's distracted by Beatbox, you manage to grab it. It lets out a kind of a beeping sound as you hold on to it. And I'm going to roll to see if the other ones notice it.
Oh no, an alarm bot.
I am the security officer, Captain.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there was a
Oh,
pop.
they most definitely notice it. So here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put 1, 2. So there are a total of 3 repair bots in this section. Repair bot 1, or the one that's just called repair bot, is the one that you currently have grappled.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and put that effect on. Hold on. Let's see. All right, that's fine. He's grappled, so I'm going to go ahead and deal the initiative. So here we go. So Repair Bot 3 is going to go first. So it is going to. I do not have a map for this, so we're gonna be doing Theater of the Mind for this particular encounter. But soon enough we'll get to a map, I promise. So Repair Bot 3 is going to head directly for Ryback's. Its speed is 4. So it is not going to be able to reach you. It is going to get up next to you, but it is not going to be able to reach you. So that's going to be its turn. Ryback's, you've got the bot in your hands. What did you want to do?
Can I throw the bot into the bot that's coming at me?
You can. So what is your thought process behind that, right? Just so that I understand, because I think you guys were looking to hold on to this bot to try to get some information from it, but are you abandoning that plan?
In the short term.
Okay. Okay, sure. So go ahead and give me a throwing roll. You can.
So that's at athletics now, right?
Yes. No. Well, yes. Sorry, it is athletics now. Okay. So so what I'm going to say is the bot, it misses the other bot. It's kind of heavy. It misses the other bot, but it actually it actually hits. Sorry, because it has a very low parry. So it actually collides with the other bot. So you were throwing it at bot 3. So let me go ahead and so Ryback's, you have let's see. All right, go ahead and roll me a d6 for damage by throwing the bot. Okay. So that is not going to be enough, I think, to get past its toughness. Okay. So basically they collide. The one that you threw kind of skitters off to the side, and then the one that was coming towards you gets pushed back about 5 feet. And they're both going to need to recover on their turn. Anything else you'd like to do?
Just tell the captain, stand behind me, Captain, my captain.
I got it.
Standard ops for us
cool.
now.
Go ahead and pass your turn when you're ready.
I don't have the button on this rule set.
Same, Commander. I don't see it either.
Strange. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So, Beatbox, you're up.
All right. Sounds like we're gonna get physical, so I'm gonna turn some music on and get the party going. Physical. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know or haven't seen before, Beatbox is mentioned earlier. He was the morale officer. Basically, the way that works is, if he is playing music, it in essence inspires the crew. So everybody else gets a +1 on all their rolls. However, he gets a +2 on anything he does besides healing checks. So that's just where we are. So okay. So you go ahead and fire up the tunes.
Yep. And I would also like to try and confuse these bots with conflicting information with some beep squeaks and this, that, and the other, whatever robot people do.
Robot people.
I don't know if that would be if it's
Yeah.
so basically I'm trying to taunt them using whatever wiles I know. I don't even know if that would work on them, but I'm willing to give it a try.
All right.
So
Okay. All right. So when it gets to one of their turns, we'll see if it has any effect.
Awesome, sounds good. And
Sweet.
that's it.
So you were able to pass your turn, yes?
I was.
So, okay. So we'll have to talk about that.
Hold on.
Okay, so repair bot, it is going to spend its first action kind of recovering and heading over towards Rybax. So it is going to advance on you. It is going to have a -2 multi-action penalty, but it is going to attack you with its matter cutter. And so here we go. All right, so hold on. I meant to target you, but it's going to miss anyway.
Shield up.
So it is going to miss you with its matter cutter, and it beeps in frustration. Kadura is going to. Kadura is going to target Repair Bot 1, and he is going to use his blaster rifle. All right, that is a hit.
Ba-da-boom.
All right, and that Repair Bot is shaken. And that's going to be Kadura's turn. T Prime, you're up.
Didn't he like shoot twice with his ambidextrous or whatever, being forearms or?
Actually, yes, he can. Thank you for reminding me. I don't normally play him. So he's going to take his second
That's the reason
shot.
I recruited him.
So he's going to take his second shot with his blaster rifle, which he keeps in his offhand. So here we go. And that is a hit. And here's his damage. Oh,
Ooh,
boom.
nice.
That's
Boom,
enough.
boom.
That's going to be enough to take out that repair bot. That repair bot is incapacitated, so it is down. So that's going to be Kadura's turn. So T Prime, you've got at short range, you've got Repair Bot 3. At medium range, you've got Repair Bot 2.
I've targeted. I only see one repair bot in the combat tracker, so that's the one I targeted. But it
You have
seems
to
like he's
expand it.
incapacitated.
If you expand, so there's a
sorry.
total of 3 repair bots. Repair bot.
I don't see the plus, sir. But I do have the end turn thing now. Surprising.
Okay.
But anyway, that's probably because it's my turn. It just shows it capacitated. So, okay. Not the damaged one. I would like to go for one that's... Help me out. We just took one down, right? And there's 2 left.
There you go. You should be able to see them.
Now I see it. Okay. Okay, I know. I'm going to go to Repair Bot 2. How close is he, sir? Was that the medium?
Repair Bot 2 is at medium distance.
Okay, well, okay, based on...
And just remember, you get a +1 to all of your actions because of that banging music in the background.
+1. Okay, I did a +1, and I'm going to shoot the laser machine gun. How do I roll the 4-shot process again? I forgot the mechanic for that.
How do we do what?
I get 4 rounds that come out of that gun. The machine gun.
No, it should be 3. Rate of fire is 3, right?
It says ROF 4, and I did not adjust.
Okay.
But if you want 3, is 3 is
No,
fine.
no, that's fine. So if it says 4, it is 4. You basically take the attack, and then you right-click 3 more times, and that'll add your 4 rounds.
I see 5. I see the 5 die.
Okay, and then go ahead and roll. And that'll roll all of your attacks. Okay, so you did not have, hold on, so you got, they were all hits.
Nice.
And damage now, correct, sir?
Yes, damage.
Do just one time. I don't have to right click.
Yeah, you would do it 4 separate times.
Okay, 1.
Okay.
So this is repair bot 2.
Yeah, so that's enough to take out that repair bot because it only has a 4, so you would have gotten a raise. So,
And I won't need to roll the remaining shot, I guess. So that's
so
we're good.
So I see you had 2 people targeted, but that's fine. Okay, so repair bot 2 is going to be incapacitated. I got him.
Yeah. Okay. And
so if you're done, go ahead and pass your turn if you would.
Passed to repair bot 2. Thank you.
Okay,
but I took
Captain.
him out, I believe. Yeah.
Yep, you did. Yeah, repair bot 2 is done.
Thank you, sir.
So Captain Malik, you're up. So there's only one repair bot left. It's repair bot 3.
Yep. And what range is that at?
He is at short range. So he was right up against Ryback's.
All right, so I get the +1, and I'm going to attack with my guy, and he has a rate of fire of 3, so I'm going to right-click twice, and all 3 going into him.
Okay. Make sure you got him targeted.
Yep, that's number 3, right?
Yep. Okay, so that's 1 hit, 2 hits, and 1 critical failure, but that's okay. So go ahead and roll your damage. You get 2 damage rolls. Okay, so the first one he's shaken. Second one?
Dang, nice.
He is toast. 4 wounds.
Whoa.
22.
Wow.
Good God.
Yeah, he is absolute toast. So yeah. So you guys make relatively short work of those repair bots. They are repair bots after all. They're not necessarily designed to be.
I said grab him. God, what?
So now there
This
are.
is still more fun than setting up beacons.
Yes, they are a pile of smoking bits at this point. But you can still go ahead and investigate them if you want to see maybe there's
I would
something.
like to take a look at the blue gloobity thing that was attached to the back. But, first, how does that thing? Does that still look like it's energized or pulsing?
So you walk up to one of them and investigate.
I'm not the investigator. Okay.
Can I do a knowledge computers? Oh, you did pretty good.
Wait a minute. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So yeah. The what was previously glowing has actually gone out. Now it's almost like a pale dark gray material. The surging kind of electrical current seems to have faded.
Okay. Can it be I'd like to try and remove it so I have something to use.
Yeah. No, it comes right off. I mean, it almost runs off like mud, I guess. Right? You can easily just kind of scrape it off.
All right. I think this was what is being used to control these repair droids, the worker bots.
So, Beatbox, you want to keep the music playing?
You bet.
All right, just making sure.
This party's going.
Could we hook up one of our devices and try to read code? It's like a port, or did we totally scrap these bots?
Oh, they're all shot up, man. Especially that last one. I mean, it's just Swiss cheese.
There's more.
I got a little scared, guys. I went a little overboard.
There's more droids.
Yeah, there are others. So right now there are no more on the first level. So the 3 that seem to have been operating on the first level have been incapacitated or destroyed.
Is there anything else we see on this level besides the destroyed things that they were tearing apart and these remains of these droids and their anything else that on this floor?
No, I mean, this seems to almost be like a vestibule, more or less, right? So so there's like the main door is where they would load cargo, primarily taking it to the lifts to get to the lower sections of the mines. Because there was an annex storage facility, they didn't really keep anything, here. This is more of a kind of vestibule area.
I need to take a 5-second.
Sure.
Gotta get water break.
So anybody else have anything that they want to do before we move on?
In this
I would
level?
ask
No.
Ryback, is anything coming?
You mean down the hall?
Yeah. We got any more coming to meet us?
You're-
I would go look, but you would push me away, so
Yeah, not on this level, sir.
all right.
Yeah, as you turn the corner, you can see all the way to the turbo lift. The turbo lift doors are currently closed, but the turbo lift area seems, open, free passage. Like it's an elevator, right? So the elevator doors are closed. The elevator is not there. But it looks as if the button on the turbo lift is functional, because periodically you see it flash and then go away.
All right. Well, so we go push the button and then get prepared for a just in case there are robots on there to blast them if there's robots coming off.
I got my shield and sword arm up. Ready.
All right. All right. So you want to head to the turbo lift?
Yep.
All right. So you guys head to the turbo lift. You push the button, and after about 60 seconds or so, the turbo lift doors open. There is enough room for 5, even though when I go to the map, it's only going to look like there's 4, but there's 5. Trust me. So you guys call the turbo lift. Do you enter the turbo lift and gonna head down?
I want to do just a cursory, look inside the turbo lift before I risk my captain.
Sure. So you look in and you see what looks like small bits of hardware, nuts, bolts, some ends of cable, stuff like that, kind of strewn around it. Not any that would be an obstruction, but it just looks like pieces that may have fallen off of some of the repair droids. But that's what you see.
It seems safe, Captain, my captain. I step in first of course.
Okay. So there are 4 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, that's what you see. It appears to be made out of stainless steel. On the inside. There is a small indicator window which tells you are currently on 1.
I'll let one of my crewmates activate it.
Captain, your choice, sir.
Let's go to 2.
Okay, so you get in and push 2.
So we're currently at 1, so I'm assuming they're going down. So the next level down.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you recall, the Florian Administrator told you that they found the thing on the 4th level. But if you want to go to 2, we can go to 2.
Yeah, I recall it was on 4. I don't think we're in a rush.
I was gonna say we could
Sure.
clear out everything so we don't get anything coming from behind, or we could just go straight down to the source.
I'm agreeing with you, Captain.
Okay,
It's a
so
wise move.
who pushes 2?
I do.
Oh,
The captain did.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you press the 2 button, it lights for a second, and the doors close about halfway, and then it reopens, and it flashes 3 times quickly.
huh.
I love doing the same thing over and over for expecting different results. I'll push it again.
Yeah, door closes about halfway, opens back up, and the button for 2 flashes 3 times. Kadura at this point... Kadura at this point says, that's weird. It must be broken. Let me take a look at it. And he connects a console to it. And I'm going to make a quick repair roll for him. Let's see. Yeah. So he comes back and he says, Captain, it looks as if the elevator's been locked out. There seems to be an override in place, as if the emergency systems have been triggered.
Okay. Is there any way to tell what would cause that from this console?
He says it's hard to say, but
Like, is it just... Okay.
no. So he says it.
And I'm assuming there's no stairs.
No. So he says it's hard to say. Typically, these systems are controlled. There's a control room adjacent. But this looks to be a self-contained unit. If I climb through the hatch in the top of the elevator, I may be able to reprogram it, at least to allow us down. But right now, it is basically locked out, preventing anyone from traveling down. So you could go up, or if we waited here, I think if one of those bots activated it to try to return to the first level, then it would do that. But it seems to be, because the emergency system was activated, that you can only go up from lower levels.
Security overrides are in effect, Captain.
Yep.
Somebody's gonna
Yeah,
have to
we'll
go
push him up through the hatch.
Okay. So he's going to go ahead and make another repair roll. So he's going to Benny that, actually. Because that was just horrible. Okay, so he's successful. He says, Captain, I've succeeded in overriding the security protocols. However, it looks like there is structural damage on levels 3 and 2 that would prevent us from exiting on those floors. It looks like the doors are jammed open for those levels. And so as a result, the system would not allow the internal doors to open.
Captain, if those doors are jammed open, we may be able to take the elevator down and climb up into them. But it's a long shot if we have to go there.
Woo! Sounds like a lot of work.
Might sweat. Yeah, let's go down to, well, 4's our only option. We only have one way forward.
Let's do.
Okay, so you guys, so here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and share a map with you.
Yes.
It should be preloaded for you guys.
I see us there.
So
Here we are, right-hand corner.
yeah, it should be preloaded for you guys. So you come to the elevator lobby of the 4th level. The door opens up. You hear a ding, and there are doors to the west and to the south. So what would you guys like to do?
Ryback's will exit in an on guard position.
So I would
Okay.
like to run to that corner and get on one knee, and obviously be with my ready raid machine gun, pointing to the door at the west, and looking back at Ryback and the captain and nodding.
All right. So as you guys take up kind of defensive positions, what else would you like to do? Kador is going to come out and kind of get over here on this side of the elevator.
So the doors are sealed?
There are doors to the west and to the south that are closed. Not necessarily sealed, but they're closed.
Okay. I mean, it's a small, not too big an area, so I could sense it's okay. So I'm going to step to the southern door, allowing T-Prime to cover me.
Okay.
Does the door open by proximity, or do I need to activate a panel?
There's a panel. You would just need to press a button.
Before you press that button, I'm gonna step off. Come right over here.
All right. Shield in the left hand, right hand. I hit the panel button.
Okay. All right. So let me show you what you see. So, let's see. It's going to take me a minute to reveal all this, so just stand by one.
I needed a minute anyways. I'll be right back.
Okay. Or sorry, you see a round room with a drill, a burrowing drill. You see a mine system, and then, oops, hold on, sorry. Okay, bear with me just 1 second. I gotta clean some stuff up. Okay, so you see, let me just, okay, so let me do one more thing. So as you look in there, you see two repair bots, and you see two humans who look to have some of the material that you saw on the back of the security bots across their faces.
Are they standing, prone?
They are standing, and they take notice as soon as the door opens.
Do we see any, like, obviously life-ending injuries?
No, I mean, so you don't see anything that would indicate that they are in fact dead. But clearly they are not, they're not acting on their own accord, I guess is probably the best way to say.
They've been assimilated.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and redeal initiative. Hold on. Okay, so it looks like T Prime, you're gonna draw the initiative this turn.
I'm napping away. Hang on.
So,
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
Well,
So as soon as the door opens up, all of their attention focuses on the door. The humans, you can't see facial expression, but they kind of turn and face the door just as the door opens up.
yes, sir. Okay. with a quick reaction, I notice are the repair bots closest to that door. I guess repair bot 2. That's what I was looking at the map. I'm gonna fire my laser rifle, sir. Blaster
All right,
rifle. Sorry, blaster rifle.
So let me just ask, Beatbox, are you still playing music?
Oh yeah, this whole time we had.
Okay, so
I
make
still
sure you
had
take your
music.
+1.
Yes, sir.
I am
+1.
not always going to remind you guys of that.
Thank you.
So
I know you got a lot going on.
no problem. So yeah, you can target RepairBot 2. It looks like you got a straight line of sight.
I got him targeted, and I'm gonna shoot.
No, yeah, do not see that. So your quick edge did redraw, by the way, when I dealt you a card.
I didn't see the card.
Yeah, so it looks like you got a lower than 5 card, which ultimately led a redraw, which gave you the king. So so it worked by default.
Oh, cool. I didn't. Yeah, see, I can't tell if I get an initiative unless I see
Yeah.
under 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out.
No problem.
And I'd like to re-Benny that shot, please.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Use Benny to re-roll. Boom. Okay. Oh, I gotta set that +1 again. Huh. I must remember. +1. Okay. I didn't aim this time. Damn it. But I think that counts as a hit.
Sorry, yes, it is a hit.
All right, let me retarget that dead boy so I can make sure I do damage. Bot 2. Here it comes. I had him targeted. It says in my thing.
Yeah. So that's so this was RepairBot 2. So that's definitely
Yes, sir.
enough to take him out. So I'm going to go ahead and remove him. So he goes down.
And my final action, if possible,
Yep.
I'd like to move over to this corner, I guess, or that area there next side of the flanking Ryback.
Yep, that's fine.
And that, let me move, and then my turn. Done. Thank you.
All right. So DeMarco is going to go. So DeMarco, he's going to move up. So he has. So I'm getting a lot of background noise. There we go. It's gone. So he's got a pace of. He's got a pace of 4. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And as he gets closer. He's actually no. He's gonna go ahead and double move, so he's gonna get there. And as he gets closer, you hear that he almost as if he's making noise under this thing. Like you hear like
Struggling.
as he moves closer to you, Rybax.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be his turn. Rybax, you're up.
Okay. So this parasitic interface is on his face.
It looks like it, yeah.
Okay.
So it almost looks like he's wearing like an electric mask, and it's got like streaks of energy that kind of cross his face.
I want to smash him in the face with my shield.
Poor guy.
Stand still. Bam.
So, do you have? I don't think you have that set up as a weapon.
Well, no. So what I figure is, maybe or or some form of unarmed strike.
Yeah, you don't have an unarmed strike configured, but that's fine. So you
Subdue damage or
yeah,
fatal damage.
if you wanted to. So basically, it would be so you can. Let me see. Just go ahead and use your give me a. Use your molecular sword attack, but then what we'll do is we'll just modify the damage.
Okay.
So go ahead and target him first, and then use your molecular sword attack. All right, I just targeted him for you. So go ahead and use your. There you go. Okay, so that's a hit. Because his parry is relatively low. He's just wearing he's just wearing his mining outfit. Go ahead and make so go ahead and roll it a
the damage.
Yeah, but don't roll the molecular sword damage. Just go ahead and roll a d8 for damage. Okay, so believe it or not, that's not enough to beat his toughness.
Okay.
So hold on, let's see. Yeah, so that's not enough to beat his toughness. So he is not shaken. You hit him, but it almost doesn't seem like it affects him.
Okay.
So whatever it is that's controlling him has a pretty good grip on him. Your attack doesn't seem to have any effect.
Actually, could I use a Benny to reroll the damage?
Yeah, but you're not going to do much better unless you use a different weapon. I mean,
no, that's all right.
I would just hate to see you waste a Benny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll probably just go lethal damage next time. So
All
I'm
right.
good. You can pass my turn.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay right there. I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay. Captain Malik, you're up.
What would be the mechanics of just trying to rip it off his face? Just grab it, pull.
It would be a strength test.
With bonus.
All right. Yep, I'm gonna run up my distance 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's close enough. And I'll do that.
Oh, sorry if you're crimpling something up.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're gonna kill all our viewers' ears. Yeah, go ahead and make a strength, you can go ahead and use strength or athletics, either way. Just go ahead and give me a strength test, and then I'll do an opposed one from DeMarco.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So you are successful. You grab it and you pull it, and it's like the Venom suit. It becomes like tendrils, as it is pulled away from him. You see it's like stretched thin, and you manage to rip it off of his face. And as soon as you do, he collapses to the floor. But now you've got this thing in your hand. So
I'll throw it in the corner.
Okay, so
I got it immediately. Once I got off, I would just.
So go ahead and give me
toss it
athletics.
behind,
Give me an athletics check to chuck it. Let's see what happens.
All right, and still +1 from the music, the jams.
Okay, yeah, you're successful. As you throw it, just for a second there, you feel like it almost is like trying to latch onto your hand. And so it goes out, it snaps back, and then ultimately flies away and lands in the corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep DeMarco on the board. Actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and. All right, I'm going to keep him on the board, but what I'm going to say is he is now the mask on the floor. Okay, and so
Gotcha. His
so
token is the.
I'll put a
Gotcha.
letter token to indicate DeMarco. Hold on. Okay, so that letter token, yeah, that letter token is him, and then he is the mask. So we'll do it that way.
Okay. I know I won't be able to do like a check, but I was curious if there's any obvious signs if he's still alive. The guy.
You can.
I'm not asking you to do like a medical check. I'm just saying.
Not
like,
obvious.
look down, do I see him breathe?
At minimum, he's unconscious.
Gotcha.
Because he is not. He's not moving at all. All right. So this repair bot is going to move. Let's see. And that's as far as it can go on its turn. Beatbox, you're up.
All right. Can you explain the mask again? Did you say it looked like electricity flowing?
Yeah. So if you imagine, use kind of current culture reference. It looks like the Venom suit, but it's blue and it has straight like arcing electricity running through it.
That's what I wanted to hear right there. I'm going to take a step over and I'm going to lob an EMP grenade right into the probably if I can the cross section between the repair bot and Janry's.
So
where that red is.
What is the burst template? Is it a small burst template?
No, it's
medium burst template.
It's maybe a medium. Let me see here. EMP grenade is a medium burst template. And I'd like to know about how big that radius is. Okay, something like that. Alright, if that's the case... Yeah, that's where I'd like to get it, where your green circle is.
Okay.
Trying to hit those. Not in the orange one anymore, because I didn't realize how small the medium burst was.
Yep. So that's it right there.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to try and lob the grenade.
Right. Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Oh boy.
Because that is what you would need to successfully toss it.
Yeah.
Let me show you this toss. It's awesome.
It is. It's like
you
pinpoint accurate.
Around a little bit?
No, you look like Peyton Manning. Yeah.
I have a little t-shirt launcher that comes out my bag.
Okay, so go ahead.
Whoa, Rybacks, that was roughing the passer. Jeez.
Don't worry, I deflated the EMP grenade. Go Patriots.
Deflated the EMP.
All right, in that case, the EMP lands right next to you. You are currently disabled for, 8d10 rounds.
Foul.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, all right. So
EMP back to the locker room.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So go ahead and give me 3d6, and that is going to be non-lethal damage against the mask and the repair bot. So 3d6, if you would.
Just 3d6 straight
That's
up.
what it says in the EMP. So go ahead and roll one more because you got d6 because you got a 6.
All right.
One more.
So 19.
Okay.
20.
20. Okay, cool. So they are both disabled.
Yeah, they are.
And they will be disabled for 4 minutes.
All right.
So let me go ahead and mark that off. So repair bot is incapacitated and DeMarco is incapacitated. There we go. Anything else?
Oh, nope, that's it. So I'm going to end my turn.
Awesome. All right, Janry's is going to move up. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. So he's going to get up here, and he is going to target Captain Malik.
Captain!
And he's going to use his claws, claws.
Relatively, I'm still behind you.
Yeah, if somebody's coming from the left, I'm like way behind you.
Exactly.
He just came from a different direction I wasn't expecting. All right, so here we go. So here is his attack. That is a miss. So he is unsuccessful. And I'm going to pass his turn.
Yeah, this new full combat armor's paying off.
So Kadura is going to target Janries, and he is going to make a couple of shots. So give him the +1 for that. So blaster rifle, here we go. That is a hit. First one, let's see. That is 2 wounds. And he takes out Janries in one shot. So Janries goes down. Zero concern for the mask or whether or not he's alive. Kadura just raises his blaster rifle and just destroys Janries.
So another falsified report for Kadura.
It's looking that way. And he looks around. He's like, "What? You guys all turn around. You're like, dude."
Really?
He's like, "What? Well, I thought we were. Oh shit." So that is now. These other 2 are incapacitated. What did you want to do? Because they're going to return in 4 rounds if unless you guys do something.
Let Kadura have him.
Is coup de grace, is that like a rule just to blast them? The mask and the robot.
It's not necessarily a rule, but I will give you a +4 to your attack roll, because they are currently incapacitated.
Yep.
Plus
my
the
first
+1 for beatbox.
Okay. Then my first action though will be to check the life signs of DeMarco.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me a healing check?
Captain, I can do that
I'm at
if you want me to.
B-Boss 9000. Check the life signs of DeMarco.
Can do.
Okay,
Alright.
so just to keep track of time, I'm going to go ahead and... All right, so Beatbox, you got a Joker. So we're going to stay with initiative.
Okay.
So Beatbox, you got a Joker, so go ahead and give +2 to that medicine check.
All right. Let's see. Yeah. Great.
You don't have to enter it manually. It will. The Joker one will count by itself. So
Oh, okay.
so basically, you're getting the plus. You're getting the. No, your repair rolls are at a +2.
+2.
Yep, and then plus. +2. Yeah, just a straight +2.
Okay. So, and I'm rolling a healing on that.
Yes.
Okay. No big deal.
Yeah, so he is just barely alive. So it looks as if whatever this thing is that affixed itself to him, it contained some kind of nanoparticles that are currently flowing throughout his bloodstream, but without their power source, they're kind of inert. So he's going to need, in essence, a blood change. And you're going to have to put him into a nanoparticle filter system, which basically will allow, what it does is it's going to use magnetic energy to kind of pool and then EMP and then extract all the nanoparticles. But this isn't something he's going to recover from quickly. You're talking about weeks worth of treatment, even at current high-level medical standards. I mean, he's about as close to dead as you can be without being dead. Like his buddy over there, who is absolutely dead. But yeah, basically nanodialysis. You're absolutely right. So So yeah, so he is basically death's door. So what do you want to do?
I'm looking for other threats.
Okay. There is a door to the west, and there is a hallway to the
Oops,
north.
sorry, I grabbed him when I meant to grab the map, so I don't know where you were, Rybacks. But I moved your token on accident.
There's a hallway leading north, and there's a door to the west. Other than that, those look like the two ways kind of out of this area.
Is the aid that we administered, can we leave this DeMarco behind and come get him in a little bit, or do we got to carry him? So.
No, he should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's unconscious.
Also, he might die.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
No sweat off my back.
So you still do have the mask on the ground. It seems
I
to
wanna destroy that.
Yeah, okay. All right. It is currently so is Beatbox anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna cut off the music. It's about time.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So you go ahead and cut off the music. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass your turn if that's okay.
Oh. Here, I could do that.
Okay. And then so Captain Malik, you're up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna blast the mask.
So go ahead and target DeMarco on the combat tracker. Give yourself a +4 because he is incapacitated. Well, it is incapacitated. It is basically EMP'd. So, and then go ahead and make your attack roll. And okay, so that's a hit. Hang on, there we go. All right, now go ahead and make your damage roll. Okay, yeah, that's enough. So you basically blast the mask, and you see as it kind of shudders for a second, and then almost as if the energy just kind of drains out, and it turns to that kind of inert gray material that you saw on that other bot as it kind of pools on the floor.
Okay. And I'll step up behind Ryback, and I'm done.
He says, "What about this one, Captain? Can I blast it?"
Go ahead.
So he's going to go ahead and
Make it
target.
so.
Make it so. All right, so here we go. This blaster rifle. That is a hit with a raise.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right, and that's 2 wounds. He decimates the repair bot. It is down. He says, "There you go, Captain. I got it." So, and then he's going to come in here and just kind of poke around. And he says, "Interesting operation they have here. These mining drills are pretty interesting business. It looks like we've got a door to the west and a hallway leading north, Captain."
All right. I'd like to know what's behind us. I say we circle around to the north to see where the to see if it leads back to the elevator. I'm assuming that room will open up into there, so we don't get things coming from behind.
Okay.
May I move into the room
Sure.
area? Okay. I mean, we're not in combat anymore, correct?
Yeah, no, we're out of combat now.
All right, I'll come up.
So I see.
Ryback in the following the kind of heading in that direction to see where the captain's going and follow him. Sorry.
So as you look up north, you see. Here we go. I'll just reveal this area for you. So that hallway to the north links up to the elevator room, and then there's another door to the west.
Is there anything else we see in this room? You know, in the room we're in, the circular room.
No.
Okay.
I mean, nothing out of the ordinary, right? You see
Okay.
the drill. You see a water bucket, some loose tools on the ground.
Sure. The
Stuff
humans
like that.
were unarmed.
Yes.
Okay. I think our captain kind of make a calmly call real quick, but
Sure.
I'm gonna stay with Ryback, following him, and just kind of flanking him, but keeping his guard.
Okay. So Rybax, what did you want to do at that door?
I'll hit the panel to open the door.
Okay. So door opens and it leads. There's a hallway and it bends to the south, and then a smaller opening to the north. It continues. You can kind of see that portion of it as it kind of continues down, leading to what looks like the end of a partial drilled tunnel.
Can I do a notice roll down the hall?
Sure, yeah.
Let's see.
You think you hear a noise. It sounds mechanical in nature. Hard to say, though. Pretty much everything sounds kind of mechanical, but this is a more deliberate kind of mechanical sound down here. But, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna move forward as long as T Prime, give him the signal to cover me.
I got your back.
All right, and Kadura is going to follow you guys with his
I'll stop
rifle.
right.
Once he reaches that edge, I'm gonna then follow up, as in like 2x2.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to you.
Okay,
Touch him on the side so he knows I'm there.
Yeah, so as soon as you get there, let me go ahead and reveal some area here.
I left a spot for the captain.
Appreciate it.
That's what I'm here for.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, and when you get there, you see something that looks like this.
Uh-oh. Whoa. Oh, shit.
Oh, she's sexy.
Let me go ahead and.
You like your biggins.
Oops, hold on.
How many people fit on a shuttle again?
So that's kind of what it looks like. It's a large, kind of robot-looking thing with multiple tendrils coming out of it. Let me go ahead and actually put it on the map.
Captain, can I keep her?
Only if she gives you consent.
Ah. Okay.
Because I did not have an icon that lined up well with that, well, I'm gonna go ahead and use a roper. So those of you that may be familiar with the 5e roper, there he is. But that's kind of the closest thing I could think of that looked like this thing.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So there it is.
Okay.
Sir, this originally was described at around 15 feet tall by the Florian. What do we see here on this creature, and how large of a reach does it seem to have with these tendrils?
It is about the same 15 feet. It's got 4 tendrils. It looks like he's gonna have about 15 foot of reach.
Thank you. Does it look like it's fixed or able to move about? I mean, does it seem to have an ability for mobility?
I would say you don't know yet. So let me
Got
go
it.
ahead and roll deal the initiative.
Yes, sir.
All right. It looks like we've got Ryback's with a Joker.
Yeah.
And so Ryback's, you're up first. So there are 3 security bots. There are 3 repair bots in here too, and they're kind of. It looks like they're in the process of building a ship of some kind.
Oh no! Oh
Can
no!
I reach that one already? Am I in contact?
Yeah, that's what triggers the. That's what triggers the initiative. So as you come up to that corner, the repair bot goes burp, burp. And so you almost kind of stumble onto it.
Okay. So I'm gonna attack it with my sword. And that's
Okay.
let's see, number two. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this to work. Does it look like I've targeted it?
Nope. There you go. You got it now.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
no, yeah, I think you're you're on your molecular sword. So if you go to your combat tab,
Mhm.
all right, you don't roll the fighting. So roll the go to your combat tag where it says molecular sword. You'll see a D10 there.
All right.
Double click that. Okay, roll it again because you got you got a hit the first time. Or, well, you got a 6 the first time, so go ahead and roll it again. All right. There you go. Whatever. It would have hit the first time. Now you got a hit anyway. So now you just roll the damage next to the molecular sword. So you don't have to make the fighting roll. You just roll that instead of fighting. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ka-ching!
Yeah. Big shot. You take
Big
out
shot.
that.
I mean, 21's cute.
Mm.
No, but, I mean, it's not 22, but
And,
So Ryback, you tell me how it goes. I mean, you see this thing, it beeps. Describe the attack.
Yeah. So I hit it first with my shield to daze it, and then I bring down my molecular sword right through the top of its dome, its crown, and gash that about halfway deep before I stop the killing blow.
Cool. Yeah. So it just kind of it beeps and sparks shoot out and it just falls over. So good job. Anything else? Did you want to move?
Nope. I'm gonna stand right there.
Okay. Go ahead and pass your turn.
I still don't have that button.
Okay. T Prime, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to attack the suppression, the thing in the middle.
It's called the suppression pod.
That's what I saw on the map or the graphic. So yeah, I'm going to shoot it with my blaster rifle. B-Box, you're not playing music, are you?
Not yet.
No, that's okay. So the range would be from me. What would you estimate that, sir? 25 feet?
We get a plus during this round for the Joker, right?
You did on your attack roll.
Do I get one of them?
No, you do
Is it-
not. No,
just
so
him. Okay.
so everybody got a Benny because we're playing Joker's Wild.
Excellent.
But he gets a +2 to all his actions during the turn that he's the Joker.
Understood. I was just trying to get a distance for this creature from me because of the range. It's
So
24.
I'm showing 9 for
It's
me to target.
it's 7 inches, which is basically so in this game it uses inches instead of so the inches are basically, if you think about like a tabletop map,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So each inch is 5 feet. So you're talking about 35 feet.
Okay. That's great. That's a medium range. I'd like to use my scope rifle blaster, which gives me a +2 to hit on medium and long range.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to set the +2. Whoops, I'm getting there 2. And I'm going to fire. Let me target that guy. Make sure I do this right. And then go at it. Where is the thing? Suppression pod. There it is. He's got a toughness. I got to really get past. Blaster rifle.
I don't think you. Hold on. So you're probably
I
doing the
haven't
same
targeted,
thing.
sir.
So go to
What am I
your
doing?
combat tab.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm in combat tab.
Okay. So you were using your blaster rifle, yes?
Yes, sir.
You see that D8 next to blaster rifle?
Yeah, that's what I rolled. I
Hmm,
hung on that and dragged it over.
hold on.
Swear to goodness.
So do you see? I just rolled that for you,
Yeah, weird.
and it said hit with a raise, because it actually. So your roll said fighting, or shooting colon blaster rifle. So
I see shooting blaster rifle +2, and then it just gave me the 729. That's all I saw, but it didn't like roll. And okay. T prime target suppression pod. I'm sure I'm going there. So just
so
the
you
attack
you
turn?
hit. No, you we'll go ahead and
what
take
I
the
did.
hit, and go ahead and roll your blaster rifle damage.
Okay. I'm gonna roll it on him in the combat tracker. Maybe that'll better be.
Okay, so
Cool.
it didn't apply, but that's fine. So 15. I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, actually, hold on.
His toughness is 15.
Yep. So you
But did I get a raise
No.
on the hit? No.
no. So he is shaken.
Okay. Just let me check where I am on the map and see if I gotta move or. Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go crazy. I would like to move to that spot. No, I'm gonna stay right where I am and end my turn. Hold on. Wink. Okay, done, sir.
All right. So this repair bot is going to try to defend. He's going to move there. He's going to target Rybax, and he's going to use his Matter Cutter.
Yes.
It's a miss for him. Repair bot 3. He's a mile away, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to get there, and he's going to end his. No, he's going to double move. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oops, 8, and that's his turn. Captain Malik.
All right. I'm gonna move up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and since the suppression pod is already shaken, I think it would be best to, focus the fire on that. So I'm going to do the Yeah, the rate of fire. I'm gonna do the 3 rates of fire with a fletcher gun on him. Oh, before I do that, I have to do a -2. Right on my to aim 3 times or whatever.
So what are you trying to do?
I'm gonna do the 3 shots against the suppression pod.
With what weapon?
The flechette gun is the
Okay,
one
so
that's rate of fire.
it's basically it's a -4 to each of the shots. So the way
-4.
yes, because it's -2 for 2 actions and -4 for 3 actions. If you're gonna shoot all 3, and it's a -4 to each one of them. Because basically, if you
Never
think
mind.
about it, you're just like boom, boom, boom. You're quickly squeezing the trigger, right?
Yep.
So each roll is penalized. So if you want to make 2 rolls, that's a -2 to both.
I'll just use the blaster rifle on him then.
Okay.
Good shot, Captain.
All right, that's a hit with a raise. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It'll automatically do the extra damage, right?
It absolutely will. Yep.
Nice, Captain.
Oh, 3 wounds. So he is going to. He is going to. He is
You're
a.
never gonna get his head on board ship with a 28.
He is a wild card, so he is going to try to
Good call.
soak.
We'll
My
be hearing
God.
about this all the way across the sector.
Yeah, right.
28.
Okay, so. All right, so here we go. 6, so that's gonna take him to 2 wounds. He kicked his ass. I can't believe
Yeah,
it.
he did.
That's right.
That's my
That's
Captain.
the thing about this game. It's
Yeah,
ass
Follow the
kick
lead,
all
boys.
over it.
yeah. So go ahead and describe it for me. I mean, 28 damage. Just yeah, go ahead.
Sure. I step around the corner because I see them stop, and I kind of see the tentacles, and then when I see it, I poop myself a little bit, fall backwards, but shoot and hit him in the eyeball, and like the glowing spot in his head, the one shot, and then I play it off like it was totally intentional, but obviously it wasn't.
All right. So yeah. So he is completely annihilated.
I look down at my gun in confusion.
Yeah.
He overpowered the shot.
So the two repair bots that still remain fall to the ground, and that gray liquid kind of oozes out of their chassis, and they cease to make any noise or movement. They were working on a spaceship, and you can see now. So, anybody want to give me a notice roll? I'll let you know what you can see, but you can see kind of where the thing was. But basically, what they were trying to do was build a ship around this thing.
Feel free to use a Benny of mine if you would like to re-roll that.
Yeah, well, everybody sucks, whatever. So, Beatbox, you notice that, there's this makeshift spaceship, that they're trying to build around this thing. And there is at the very bottom of it, where presumably the original pod was, there is some strange writing that can be seen.
What kind of skill would writing be? Do we understand what it is? Is it like
No.
The writing movie.
Um,
Okay.
so anybody who wants to give me a common knowledge roll, I can see if anybody is familiar with what it is. Now, you guys think that, I mean, this isn't a language that you're familiar with, and you think that maybe it makes sense to take one of these panels back to a linguist who could actually study it.
Yep.
Can't take a camera shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could do that too. All right, yeah,
Right.
take a picture of the panel.
So
But
the
it's-
picture's us posing with the dead thing, like
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like a fish.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Joe Core.
So, yeah.
But we'll
So,
also take it with us.
well, the other thing you're going, you know that when you report this, they're going to want some evidence, potentially more than a picture.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
Grabs the plate. Yeti.
we're gonna have the miners in Florian. Florian.
yeah.
Can we take the head? Ish, whatever the thing was.
So what does this creature now look
Yeah.
like? Does it? Ugh,
So the biological piece has turned into that gray ooze that I talked about before.
Oh, okay.
There is like a metal kind of skeletal structure that exists as part of it. So there's like a pointed head. There is what looks like like a compute node, right? Like a processor, and and so part of the head seems to be like a control unit. So it may make sense to take that, but the bio piece of it has kind of melted away. So now it's basically just a metallic lattice, more or less. The tendrils kind of fall to the ground and splash out, when it died. But yeah, that's basically what it looks like. Now, so yes, you mentioned before, yes, you'd have the Florian, you'd have the miners. Challenge is, that it could easily be chalked up to mass hysteria.
I
Right.
think we should bring Peace back so that Jump Core can do further studies.
Yeah, it's definitely something that there's going to be a lot of interest. So either you bring back something worth studying, or they're going to send you back to bring back something worth studying.
Rybacks, can you?
Is there-
Go ahead, Captain.
I was gonna say is this was a mining thing. I'm assuming there's some like a futuristic mining cart and pallet jacks and forklifts or whatever that we could put this on the lift and get it up, so that we could move this creature.
You think Rybacks, that sword of yours, could maybe cut off its head or something? And
I'm thinking so.
does that look possible?
Well, no, I mean,
Come on.
Kadura can just take it off.
With,
Yeah.
with a
So
ratchet.
just a repair roll.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it is mechanically.
So yeah, so he is successful. He climbs up there and basically, manages to take the head of the creature off, and it's surprisingly light, even though it's made of some kind of composite metal. It by itself is surprisingly light. And you're thinking that it's possible that it might be made of like titanium.
Which they've been mining, I believe, down here.
Yep. So
Yeah,
so
okay.
even though it's it's a good size and it's very strong, that that it might have used the titanium from the mine to craft its endoskeleton.
Ryback, see if you can pull off one of the plates with the word lettering on it, the strange icons.
Yeah, it's if you spend enough time, you'd be able to do it.
Okay.
So now that it's cleared out, you guys can head back to the surface with that. So the head is something you could carry, It's not necessarily comfortable for all of you, but it's something that whether it be Beatbox or Rybax, they can carry it fairly easily.
Is there
I don't
any...
want B-Box to touch it.
Okay.
All right, I'll carry it.
I see him over there rubbing the tentacles on him, trying to get corrupted.
Rybox carries it like a war trophy.
Yeah, you guys can make it to the surface with no problem with that head.
Okay.
And the panel. They were both. It looks like the panel itself is made out of a type of metal that you guys have never seen before. Very light and strong, but there seems to be some writing on it. But yeah, you can make it back to the surface, no problem.
All right. Right
Man, I
back.
feel like we need to take
head off.
something additional back for our ship's bar.
What would you like, Captain?
Maybe we'll just keep the head in there. I don't know, but we'll see.
There's plenty of space in my
One of
room.
the tendrils or something? Maybe a piece?
Or we could grab
the hand.
a sentry
There we go.
box, one of the repair box.
That's
We want this
So-
like
pod.
a tendril hanging across the ship's bar at the top.
Well, the
Maybe we can put some LED lighting
so
on
you
it.
can take the endoskeleton of the tendril, but the tendril itself has kind of like turned back into that gray liquid. But inside of it,
But
there was
there's
there's a skeletal kind of made of metal.
I like it.
But yeah, you could remove that. Like how big of a section?
Well, I know we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. One of us a B, so 12-foot
Yeah.
bar.
The Yeti's not that big.
Yeah, it is big.
He's big.
All right, so
About a
yeah,
12-foot section.
so it would be about 15
I-
feet if you took the entire length, but you could divide it into thirds.
Okay.
Well, we could do 15 feet then.
All right, so a 15-foot, titanium tendril.
Disassemble and reassemble it when we get up there.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, so you guys make your way to the surface. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the map. We're not going to use that map anymore. So you guys make your way to the surface. You make your way back to the administrator and let him know that the facility has been cleared, and that that you show him what you brought up with you. And he's like, "Dear God, what was that thing?"
Yeah, we also brought up the still living body.
Oh yeah. So, so you bring up the living body of DeMarco, and he's like, "Oh my God, he's alive! What happened to Jenkins? What the hell was his name? Jarvis?
Janries.
Janries.
So,
There we go.
I want to kind of pull him inside and be like, we got this mission done, and like you said, the creature killed him.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He so DeMarco seems like he's barely hanging on to life. Maybe he was just stronger than Janries. I don't know. But when we get down there,
Good call. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I don't know him, but he seems like a strong individual.
Yeah. Well, so we will get. We can rebuild here, but we're going to need you to call for some aid. Now that the mines have cleared, we can get back to work. But clearly, without our control ship, we're unable to communicate with Jump Corps Prime.
All right, do you have a communication tower here? If I can reach you from orbit.
Yes, but we're simply shortwave here. So as a result, I can only communicate with orbit, and I'll need you to relay, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll set him up right now. Mother, prepare to send message back to Jump Corps headquarters.
Yes, Captain. Standing by.
And while I'm standing by, I'll let Tim know, hey, I'm fixing to go live with, we can go live with your message. Say what you need to say. forget, we're Team Lunacy. That's Captain Malik, Beatbox 9000, Ryback's T Prime, and Kadora.
All right. So he says, yes, of course. May I have the comm, please?
And I'll hand over my little PDA.
He says,
Or the comm link, sorry.
Yeah, okay. So he says, this is Charles Ose from P06, relaying a message. We've encountered a creature. The crew of the Lunacy, captained by Malik, came to our aid and managed to subdue the creature and take it out. We're I'm sorry, and he puts his hand over the thing. What?
Mention the crew members.
Oh, yes, and in addition to Captain Malik, we have Ryback's T Prime, Kadura, and Beatbox 9000. It was.
Afer.
Oh, yes, Beatbox 9000. And they served admirably. And they're going to be returning to Luna Bravo, right? With the evidence. Is that accurate?
Yep.
Yes, they'll be returning to Luna Bravo with the evidence of this creature. But for now, we're good. However, we've lost our command ship, so please do send... sorry, not command, a control ship. Please do send a new control ship when you have a moment, because we are out of comm. Additionally, we will also need replenishment on rations, and if they could send that whiskey that Janice likes, even though, unfortunately, he was lost in the fray. But the whiskey would be appreciated nonetheless. This is Carl Oos signing off, and may your day be pleasant. And he turns off the comm link.
Good job.
So, okay, so they're perfectly content staying now that the threat is gone. You estimate that it'll be a couple of days before they show up. Did you guys want to provide them maybe with some extra rations or something to tide them over?
Bovine stew, I have plenty.
That's
Yeah, all of it. Like, we could give them all of it.
Bovine stew registers 0.3% Yeti follicle.
okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, you could leave them
Stirs it with his finger.
some bovine stew. They are grateful for it. They don't have much else, and it's been a while since they've had bovine.
Bovine entrails.
Right. So they say they thank you profusely, and they wish you well. Oh, and he says, hold on. He says, he snaps his fingers, and two of the miners appear with a pallet full of refined titanium.
Oh,
And he says, please, this should fetch a good price at any one of the major stations. And we wish you well on your way. So they help you load it. They help you load it into your shuttle.
And this is strictly a gift between us, correct?
Yes.
Not Jump Corps proper. Okay. Not Wink.
Captain, this may
I give
be...
him... Oh, go ahead, sorry. Go
No,
ahead, T-Bro.
continue.
I also kind of hand him our... I'm assuming we have something similar to a frequency or a number. So I will say, hey, if you ever need anything kind of taken care of, maybe off the books, give the Lunacy a call.
So he says, yes, by all means, I appreciate it. We, on occasion, not that we dabble in the illegal or illicit trade, but on occasion there are sensitive shipments that we need delivered. Perhaps
of course you
that would be.
That would be against Jump Corps policies.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about ensuring that the delivery gets there unmolested, if you will.
Well, I understand. You need to do what you do out here.
Right. And so, so typically all of our shipments are on the up and up. However, on occasion, we get requests from distinguished clientele who ask for discretion. So, if you are inclined for such things, perhaps I will reach out in the future.
Certainly. Captain, this is not a bad base, and the location for where it is, maybe a periodic stop wouldn't hurt.
It's a little cold for my taste, but...
Well...
But, yeah.
Yeah, so
we'll send right back down.
Yeah, right. He says, well, we are equipped with a refueling station. We are equipped with, typically, when we're not running for our lives from biomechanical monsters, several of our members here are well known for their culinary prowess, so you may feel free to stop by whenever you're in the sector.
Outstanding.
So otherwise, you guys load up everything, head back up to your ship, and when you get on board, Mother says, "Welcome back, Captain. Where can what course would you like me to set?"
And we're going to go to wherever he said we were going to go.
Luna Bravo, which is the station. So, he says, or sorry, not he says. Mother says.
It'd be a personal goal of mine to work for Jump Corps this whole time and never install a beacon.
It is entirely possible. So Mother says, the closest beacon is 3 days travel, which you know already because you had traveled there. Says, shall I set course, Captain?
It's a course. Make it so.
All right. So with that, you guys travel to the beacon, and about halfway there, a message comes through.
Captain, we have a message.
On screen.
Beep, beep.
All right, so the message comes through. Yeah,
it's dogs, Captain.
The dogs of war, Captain. That's the message.
Not my dogs. I'll have you know that. Not
Did she
my
hear
dogs.
that? She loves that noise.
All right. Anyway, so the message comes through, and it's the Florian, Charles. He says, "Yes, crew of the Lunacy. It has been 2 days since you departed, and I must say that there has been a bit of a turn. The stew that was provided seems to not be agreeing with some of our miners, and our facilities are now backed up, and of the remaining 8 miners, 6 are unfit for duty due to explosive diarrhea. Is there anything that you would know that might help settle the stomachs of these folks?"
Captain, hair tonic.
I know I can expect your reply in maybe a couple of days, but anything you could send would be much appreciated. Thanks and good day. And he sounds like he signs off quickly, as if he's running to the restroom.
They must be low gravity beings, Captain, my Captain.
Hard liquor and a lot of bread, maybe.
Yes.
Hair tonic.
So you guys send back a suggestion so I'll turn it over to you. So what do you tell him in reply?
They should add more fungus to the stew.
But he is a fungus.
That explains it, Captain, my Captain.
Okay. Maybe they ate it incorrectly, and I suggest going off the bovine stew and getting as much bread to soak up anything in the stomachs that he can.
All right.
Perhaps a little charcoal.
Okay. All right. So you said the message. You're not gonna hear a reply before you jump. But you know,
I will add that I will make sure that the supplies are sent even faster, post haste, if I have that kind of pull when we get back to.
So I kind of imagine, you know, all of that, and then at the end you sign off with "Good luck." All right. So you make it to the beacon. You jump to Luna Bravo, and when you arrive, you're greeted by you're greeted by sorry, the local administrator of Luna Bravo, right? And he says, "We've received your pre-jump communique. Our science team is very interested to see what you've recovered. We'd like to set you all up for a debriefing if you have no objections."
Okay.
So he says, "Please follow me," and he takes you. You know, he says, "And bring the artifacts, if you would, please."
All right. No one knows about the tentacle that's staying, but we'll bring the panel on the head.
Okay. So, and then your ship. What do you do with your ship?
Lock her up.
Okay. So you tell Mother to restrict access only to crew?
Captain, would it be alright if I stayed on board and recharged my batteries?
Sure.
And the administrator says, no, that won't be necessary. We have charging facilities. We will take care of you. Your perspective is important as well. We want to make sure we capture as accurate a picture of the events as possible. Please do follow us.
Do I recognize this voice, sir?
So you haven't met this guy specifically, but he is the administrator of the Luna Bravo station. So he's in essence the captain of the station. He is properly, outfitted. He is wearing the proper uniform, insignias, badges, all that stuff.
He is my captain's captain, or my captain.
Correct.
So I'd like to kind of see what the real deal is here. So I'm just gonna ask him, like, kind of had a hard ordeal, and I understand we need to debrief everything's going on, but that can be done in a simple email or even a voice conference. So what's really going down here, and I'm just trying to smooth talk him a bit. And like, what's really happening right now?
So he says, I apologize for the, for all the haste. When we got your transmission, there are some within the science team who are concerned that this incident may not be exclusive. That the interaction that you had is the sign of a new threat, and it's important that we take the time we need to take to understand this new threat, because while you were on P06, Station P17 experienced the same issue, and the team that was sent there hasn't been heard of since.
He rolled a 2.
And we're very concerned that that whatever this biomechanical threat is could slowly be neutralizing all of our stations in the Gamma Quadrant. So we haven't heard from Station P17 since the team arrived on site.
Captain, should we inform them about the creatures appear to be trying to build spaceships? Check.
So he's asking if you wanted to let them know.
Yeah. I had my thing muted on accident because my dog's going nuts. I kind of like, we'll get into that in a minute.
Okay.
All the noises. I'm gonna tell Mother to lock the ship up. Don't grant access to anyone, and if anyone tries to override it, contact me prior. Me
Okay.
and Cador.
Okay. So I guess here's what we'll do, because we're pretty much right up against it. We'll go ahead and wrap up here for the night, and then we'll go over what you guys decide to share with them during your debrief / interrogation. And just a reminder for everybody, we will not be playing next Sunday. Next Sunday, I know it's very disappointing. For those of you that enjoy the sports ball, we're going to take that Sunday off for the Super Bowl, and we will be back in 2 weeks. So again, not live next week, but we will be back in 2 weeks. So thank you guys, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And if you have not, would really appreciate it if you'd go ahead and hit that favorite button or follow button, and follow the channel. You guys have a great night. Thank you. And this is the crew of the Lunacy signing off. All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.